Value investing in the crypto space. Strategy over instinct.
Hello. Oh, hey, how's everyone doing? My name is actually Josh Berger. I am not that gentleman, but I am a different gentleman. And today we're going to be talking about investing in crypto and innovation. And so we have a bunch of amazing guests here, and we'll just kind of go down the line and talk about your name, obviously, and what inspired you to get into the crypto space.
Hi everyone, my name is TJ. I work for a crypto exchange called Zonda, one of the biggest in Europe. So how I got into the crypto space, actually, that was funny. My friend told me about it back in 2009, but obviously I was stupid. I didn't believe him. And then in 2013, I decided to just dive in. And yeah, 9 years later, I'm still in. So that's me.
Yeah, thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Luka. I'm currently working in Ultimate Fintech, the company that is providing the biggest fintech expos. So basically, I started the crypto with my last company, doing customer support and sales for all the trading companies, forex brands. So that is something that is familiar for me in that kind of sense, and that's it.
Hi, my name is Javi. If I tell you the truth, I'm an architect, like building architect. And 3 years ago, I was like super fed up with my market, and I just started like reading about blockchain and so on. And I got inspired by that. Like meanwhile, I was like in a master of tokenization and DeFi. Now I'm a professor of that. I'm working now developing a video game based on blockchain, but actually it was nothing related to my work. Afterwards, I just like, it just popped up, and I was like, okay, this is quite cool. And now I'm working 100% on the crypto stakes.
Yeah, I would just love to add, I'm from Serbia, and basically in Serbia it's pretty bad situation with crypto, and that is something that is interesting to me. And I would love to, let's say, improve the mindset of the people in Serbia just to believe in crypto and to start working with crypto.
Awesome. And I guess I'll introduce myself as well. I'm Josh Berger. I'm a co-founder of a company called PacketPal. And we are allowing people to earn money from their unused internet bandwidth, being able to plug something into your router and it pays you every 60 seconds for your unused internet bandwidth. And I actually come from the entertainment business, and I got very inspired by blockchain and cryptocurrency because it really gives the power back to the people. And you have all these major companies that kind of run the world, and crypto really lowers the barrier to entry and gives that power back. And so that's what got me very excited about this. I got involved back in 2017 in the previous bull market, and so I've now seen two bull markets, and it's an interesting thing to be able to experience when everything's going up, and it's an even more interesting experience when everything is crashing back down. But I think the Brock Pierce actually says that building is done in the bear markets, and bullshit is done in the bull markets. And so, what is kind of your learnings that you learned in these in the bull markets particularly?
Well, Megan, if you guys were here for the keynote, Megan actually explained the bear market very well. And in the bull market, obviously everything's going fantastic, everything is up, and everyone wants to dive right in. But that's not the time to buy. You got to wait for the bear market. You got to wait for the dip. There's no point of buying. It's like never the case of buy high and sell low. If you're doing it, like, no offense, but you're an idiot. It's like you need to wait for the dip. You need to wait when you have the opportunity to get in. So, but obviously the mindset of the people is slightly different. When the bear market happens, everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm a bit cautious now. We obviously talked about this yesterday. Everyone wants to sit tight on their investment. In the bear market, like Josh mentioned just now, you build in bear market. Every bear market will flush out not so good projects from the market. So when you look at what we call the blue chip cryptos, like your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, the top 5, the top 10s, that is your opportunity to get in. So don't be the person in 5 years when Bitcoin is 100,000 and you're going to go, I wish I would have bought it at 20,000. Well, now is your chance. So the way you look at it is also very, very important.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with you. So basically, when we are talking about beer market, so that is something that some influencers are doing and the public is doing. So basically, we're trying to put it down, and that is the right timing for everybody to buy your crypto. So then you're on the right trace to build your market cap and to make it better.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Like, it's very dangerous, the bull market, because everyone is an oracle. It's like you see on Twitter or somewhere like that, like, you have to buy this, you have to buy this. Yes, you have to buy everything because it's a bull market. So it's like, don't trust anyone in a bull market. Trust everyone in a bear market. So when the shit comes, it's like the projects that still are there is the one you have to trust because it will be there like every time. It's not about like, well, sometimes people come into the bull market in order to make a lot of money, but like see this in a long term, not really like in a short one. So now is your opportunity to go in, as you said right now. It's like this is the opportunity to seek everything, to get information, study it, like really go in right now, because I think is that the best point to go now when it's like down and your fear and everyone is like, oh, I'm so scared about that. So you have to go in.
Sorry, just to add on that, slightly off topic of crypto, but if you guys remember back in 2020, soon Corona hits, oil actually dropped to negative territory, and that's never happened before. Now look at where's oil today, 94 per barrel. So if you were invested 2 years ago, obviously whatever your investment size was, you would have been laughing by now. That was a time to invest. So again, depending on how you look at it, it's going to determine what's the next 1 or 2 years going to be for you.
Well, there's about over 10,000 projects in crypto. I would say a large portion of them are what we like to call shitcoins. So how do you go and decipher between what is something that is investable and something that is basically just hot air?
Good question, actually. So how I look at it, every time you want to invest in a project, it's like, imagine you want to buy a house. If you want to buy a house, you don't just go outside the house and look at, oh yeah, the house looks fantastic, I'm going to put down £1 million and buy this house. You do your research, you go in, you make sure, you obviously check under the carpets, you make sure you open the wardrobes, you make sure the windows don't crack, you make sure the double glazing is done properly. Every single minor details, you check it, because that is probably going to be your family house. You're probably going to spend 5, 10, 20 years, depending on how long you live, in the house. Treat, again, not crypto, any market. Do your research properly. Don't just look at it, oh yeah, because everyone's talking about it, I'm going to put in £10,000 in it, and that's it. This is going to be the shit coin that's going to make me a millionaire. Do your research right. Look at the project, read the white paper, read the comments, check the socials, and then once you've done your fully research, again, only invest what you can afford to lose. That would be my view on this.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So basically, you need to research a lot about those coins, and of course there is always a bad information on internet. You can read everything on internet, but there is always a bad information, a good information, so you need to go do good researching and to see what is your possibility. Don't go with your mindset, okay, I will just buy, I don't know, 1,000 of these coins and I will be a millionaire in 1 year. That is not going to happen. So basically you need to see how it's going, what is the market flow, how it's going to be in 5, 10 years, and that's it.
Well, let me actually direct it specifically to you in the gaming space, because obviously gaming is very new in the crypto space, right? NFTs, and we saw that stuff really take off in this bull market as opposed to the previous one. And so when looking at gaming and NFTs and things of that nature, how do you really decipher between value and just a bunch of cool renderings?
Well, actually, we came from a trend that is like the NFT games, where like everyone was like putting money in, like Axie Infinity and Plants vs. Undead, something like this shit. And I think it was like a modern Ponzi scheme. Like if we have an inflow of people playing our game, everyone is winning. That's what it's called, play to earn. But it shouldn't be like that, like play to earn. This is not a sustainable economy. We're right now in a gambling event. And actually gambling is the most sustainable way, because if you're winning, someone is losing. And it's because like, okay, we're really clear about that. So don't go into something that everyone is playing, like you were saying before, that everyone is super trendy and it's gonna be bananas in like some time. So when you go into gaming about NFTs, research about how the token is working, the tokenomics, the token economics, the team. For sure, the team is really important. If they have done if they have a big track on gaming, or they are just there, like selling Lambos and gold medals and something like that. So please research about the team if they know about gaming.
Yeah, well, I think it's an important point with crypto or with gaming is being able to understand what's the point. Why do I need a token? Why do I need a coin? Not everything does. Databases worked great for dozens of years. MasterCard and Visa and PayPal and all these things work. But being able to understand why a token is fundamental to the project and what is the importance of this particular token. Also looking at layer ones and different projects that are able to have things built on top. And I think it really also just comes down to the team. Looking at the founders, looking at their track record, looking at the real technology, as you said, when you're buying a house, being able to see is there something here or is it a bunch of, influencers just pumping and dumping? So moving into, if some people are new in the space, obviously anybody puts anything good on a website, right? But what is kind of some of the steps that new people, because crypto's scary, it's still new technology. People are fearful. They've seen people that put their life savings into it and have lost everything. And so if you're new, what is kind of a way that you would recommend to be able to get involved and start investing in cryptocurrencies?
Well, you mentioned a good point there, Josh. Obviously, fear of missing out is a big thing. Obviously, everyone doesn't want, no one wants to be the last in anything. And we still hear it now when people, obviously spoke to a few people, they think, well, I think Bitcoin had it, that's it, 67 was the max. And it's going to happen. Now, in regards to, for the newcomers in the industry, like I mentioned, first thing is going to be the research. Like you mentioned, look at the team, look at the fundamentals, look at the experience of the team, what they've done, the track record. And then if you still don't understand something, and it's going to happen, like I'm not saying I learned everything about blockchain like that. It taken 9 years, give or take. I remember first time NFTs came out, I could not get my head around why I would have to pay 2 Ethereums for a weird looking monkey. I couldn't get my head around it. Obviously, I have to study, I have to research, and I have to speak to a lot of people who are expertise in the field. So exactly the same thing. And with blockchain, not just newcomers, but even experienced people like us, something new will come out tomorrow. I wouldn't probably know anything. I'm going to have to do my own research. I'm going to have to speak to the experts in the field who developed this. So if I need education on NFT gaming, I will speak to this guy. He's building one, so he knows the ins and outs of it. It's the same thing with the newcomers. Just go get as much information as you can, and once you're fully sure about it, only then dive in.
Yeah, I would also like to add, there is these expos, so basically here you can meet a lot of different people, from different industries, so you can ask, you can change your thinking, what they think, what you should do, so you can learn a lot from different colleagues, different companies, and I think that is the best model for us to work.
Actually, to understand Bitcoin, I think you should understand what money is. So first of all, you have to understand what is the gold standard, and then to understand what is the fiat standard right now, and how central banks and commercial banks are scamming us, literally. So in that order, there's in the period of the history of the humanity, we have now 100 years, something like that, after the Second World War, that we have been scammed by all the governments and something like this. Maybe this may sound like a bit riot, but I don't know. I would start reading something about Bitcoin Starter. It's like a book. You can read it in one afternoon, something like this, but it makes you understand how money works and how Bitcoin is fighting against this money. So when you enter into the blockchain space, you have to meet the mom that is called Bitcoin for sure. And afterwards, all these technologies are coming up below this Bitcoin. We have Ethereum that is developing smart contracts. We have all of these chains that are developing smart contracts based on Ethereum, something like this. And then we have the projects. And now we have the opportunity to invest on this kind of project that we didn't have before. We couldn't invest in Uber or Amazon or something like this. Now we can, but is very dangerous, and you have to have like a big education, like you said, about that if you don't want to be like pranked or something like this. So yeah.
Yeah, I think another part of the important research to be done is to be able to look at the projects that were super successful in this last bull market, and not just successful like Shibu Ibu that went all the way to the moon and came all the way down, but actually have real technology. And if you see those projects that actually have real technology and had a lot of value, and right now they're 75% off, that shows that there is real value there. And so being able to look at those projects and say, all right, these ones hit these levels, and even though they're down, they still have technology that substantiates the value. And that's really the key of crypto, is finding why is there value? What is the point? Is it just hype? Is it just a bunch of influencers? Or is there something in there that makes a coin or token worth the amount of money that everyone is paying for it? And so looking at kind of ways in which you can get in touch with these different projects. Right now there's not a lot of noise. Everyone's kind of cowering in their castle. And so what's kind of ways in which you can contact and be able to connect with these founders? Is there kind of a strategy that you guys have found that allows you to be able to really identify ways to be able to vet these projects and connect with the founders?
Well, personally, I've found expos like this is a great way to start. Obviously, you go to different expos, you meet a lot of people, you actually get to see the team face to face. So that is your time to obviously understand the project from the very on. The team, they're actually building it. They are hands-on with the project, whether it's an NFT, whether it's a token, whether it's a new blockchain that's coming out. So spending time with the team is going to give you the more insight than anything else. So obviously, there is some people look at it, but there is a hassle of me traveling across the world and getting the information. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, there is not college or university at the moment that can teach you the next blockchain that's going to come in 2 years and you can start reading up on it today and take your exams. It doesn't exist. So you're going to have to put in the effort and time and speak to the right people and get the information that you need, because at the end, you're the one who's going to get benefit from it. So you're the one who's going to have to make the effort of getting the information. That's it.
Yeah, I would also like to add, basically we have countries like Croatia and Serbia. It's totally different. In Croatia, people already know about cryptos. They know how to pay, for example, gas, beers in bars and everything with crypto. And here in Serbia, we don't have that. I think that is also a problem with the government and the countries and everything, because they're not doing like marketing stuff. They don't want to provide us with more information. You need to do alone research and everything. And I think that is, let's say, a stone that is in front of us that we cannot move it. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, talking about this, I can give you my opinion, like, because right now we are raising money for our project, and we are really easy people. It's like someone comes, let's go to have a beer and I talk with you with the project. And then you have like online presentation, something like this is 1 hour presentation, then they cannot understand the project. But if you're like face to face, like you were saying, this kind of events, it's much more easier. It's like if you vibe the same way the other person is vibing, it's fine. So right now, it's really easy to reach new projects. But in bull markets, it's really difficult because you're super popped up by new information coming in, and a lot of money is coming in. But right now, we're struggling a bit. So if you want to invest in early projects, right now is the moment to talk with founders.
Speaking about investment, a lot of people look at Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's down exponentially, but still, not everybody has $20,000 to go and buy a Bitcoin. And so obviously you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. You can put $20 a day or $20 a month. I mean, you can buy small percentages of these currencies, but what is kind of a strategy to be able to, A, not put everything into one project and have a lot of risk? And how do you really mitigate that risk and create a strategy where you can acquire coins over a period of time, but also, be able to protect yourself as well?
Good question. So in regards to investing, what I usually believe, and again, is coming from, I've worked in the investment field for a while, the rule of thumb is like whatever you make, the 20% of it you should invest. Now, where you should invest is on you. What I tell people, the best way to invest in the brands or the product you love. So if you like to buy Nike trainers, go buy Nike stocks. Don't invest don't buy $1,000 worth, £1,000 worth of trainer. Buy stocks, because that will pay you dividends and you will have the equity growth. If you love Bitcoin, if you love it, if you're in love with blockchain or an NFT project, that you will, oh yeah, that's close to my heart. Invest in it. So the rule of thumb: start with 20%, and then obviously it's going to be different for everyone. And again, depending on what your bills and expenses are for the month, if you can raise that over time, fantastic, because you will see the return that's coming. After a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years down the line as well. So it will be based on, you got to have to sit down and figure out your own strategy, what you can invest on a monthly basis, because that is technically value investing, because there will be bull runs, there will be bear runs. When it's bear market, that is when you're going to bring down your dollar cost average. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't have anything to add, just, yeah, my method would be to invest in multiple projects, because if one of the project is failed, there is the other project that is going to rise, and that's it.
Yeah, for me, like I think we have like two kind of investors that are like the traders and then the holders, let's say. So the strategies are like way different. Like someone that understands how the lines go and everything, they were like day trading, something like this. And then you have the holders that you have to invest what you want, that you could lose, what you could lose actually. So you can have a strategy that you were saying, like $20 per week, $20 per month, or 100, something like this, based on your salary, based on something. But move your money because it's not losing value for sure.
Yeah, and what's the importance of regulation in this space? Because obviously we saw Terra Luna lose 99.9% of its value, over $500 billion wiped from the market. We got Celsius, we got Voyager, all these companies are basically going bankrupt. And so what is the importance of regulation to be able to get involved and to be able to protect investors? And where is it where, it's decentralized and it should be the power to the people, and where does that line get drawn?
Before I answer this, are there any regulators that we need to sign NDA with? All right, jokes aside. So regulation is important, and obviously I think a few talks already yesterday and today talking about the regulation and the importance of regulation in the industry. And absolutely agree. I actually have one of my very good, old colleagues and friends, not even a joke, and he lost £800,000 in Luna. Everything, pretty much all his life savings gone. And so I totally believe we need regulation in there. Now, also what I realized after speaking with the regulators in the past few years, what they're trying to do is trying to fit digital assets into the existing framework which they use for traditional banking or other asset classes, and which I believe is they're setting the whole industry up for failure. Every single year we see, or this big financial institution or this bank is getting fined for breaching A, B, and C, and D. Every single year is the same story. So we already know that framework is already failing. Just trying to put cryptos or blockchain or digital asset into this, it's just going to fail inevitably. So what the regulators need to do, take a step back and start from a blank piece of paper, take a fresh approach. First, they need some experts, and experts aren't sitting in the regulator's office who've been working on mortgage securities for past 30 years. They don't know how to look at digital assets. They don't know what NFT is. The experts are sitting in basically these conferences. So they need to hire, so obviously I won't call myself an expert, but there's a lot of experts here, and they need their help, their guidance to make them actually understand what the market is and how can they successfully regulate. Because if they don't, and if they make it harder for the exchanges to operate, the clients will just move to the offshore exchange, which is pretty much as good as working without a regulation anyway. So now the risk is even more double because they're not protected. So yeah, it's absolutely important, and they need to start with a blank piece of paper, in my eyes.
I'll go on. I'm so on your point. Like, I don't trust on regulation right now. It's like, I think this is like a bunch of bullshit that people telling us like, yeah, we want to protect you. Like, what the fuck? You don't even know what Bitcoin is and you're going to protect me? What the hell are you talking about? So it's like, right now, I think like the regulation has been done by monkeys or something like this, because now it's coming up a new one in Europe that I don't know if you're like involved here in Serbia, but I hope something good is coming into regulation, because technology evolve way, like far away from regulation. And regulation is here to stop us, to block us, or something like this. We wanted to do like many projects in Spain, and they were saying like, no, you cannot do this because this is not completion with the regulation. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, really? They have to go with you that you don't even know what this is. And because regulation says that, it's like, so I'm being a bit anarchist, but fuck regulation, really.
Any anarchy from you as well? Well, so look, we're out of time, but if you guys just really quickly wanted to say where people can find you and where they can reach out.
Well, I'm out and about at the expo, so if you have any questions, feel free to grab me. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, same here. So basically, you can also find me at the IFX Expo. So it's the biggest B2B fintech expo, and that's it.
And if you want to see something about the video game, we're just right there. So you want to have a look or talk with us or whatever, we're super open, or have a beer, whatever.
Awesome.
And it was a pleasure.
And I'm Josh Berger, and you can find me at pktpal.com or reach out to me on Twitter. Thank you so much for your time.